What's up, guys? My name is John Hilliard. You're here at Shadow Club. We're behind the counter. We're going to get a little talk with Jay and about his chassis. How's it going, Jay?
It's good. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. So a little bit about my chassis here. So the body's an Addiction S15. It was painted by Original Creations. This chassis is a Yokomo MD1. I run a Hobby Wing XD10 Pro ESC with a D10 Pro 10.5 motor. I haven't changed much of the factory base setting from how the build comes out of the box. One challenge I've had with the chassis is pushing in the front end, and how I eliminated pushing in the front end, because we run on P-tile here, so it's a little more slick than carpet and maybe concrete. Just had to shim out the front suspension a little bit to make it stand a little straighter, and that helped to seem to get the traction out of the front end I needed, so it didn't push as much.
Nice, nice. Would you be able to give me some pros and cons about the car? About the chassis?
Yeah, so Pro is definitely, this is my first Yokomo chassis. I come from an MST RMX base, and what I like most about this chassis is its aggressive nature to get in the door, and also its exit speed out to keep with the lead car. I also like one thing, tunability here for this chassis is the rear. You can actually adjust this little setting here, and it will control your forward. Essentially, it's like I think it's an anti-squat mechanism, but it helps you to get grip or maintain, or let's see, how do I want to say this better? So this setting helps you to gain additional grip out of the corner to stay with your lead car. So for me, this one setting, I turned it up all the way to I think the third setting here, and for me on P-tile, that seems to work best to stay with other cars.
What about a con?
Con's tough because it's my first Yokomo chassis. I'd say the biggest con for me is the loose front steering rack. There's a square bearing on a concaved steering rack, and what I've had to do over time is it wears pretty bad on the rack, and you have to replace your bearing constantly. So even mine is pretty bad right now. You'll get a little bit, like an 1/8 inch of play out of it, or maybe a 16 inch of play out of it. You shouldn't get much, but what I've noticed is I constantly have to retighten this little screw down here. I did buy a direct steering setup, and I'm looking forward to trying that out. But that would be the biggest downfall, is just kind of constantly needing to tighten my front steering, but overall the chassis has been very solid.
Sounds like good performance overall out of the Yokomo chassis. All right, Jay, well, thanks for meeting with us behind the counter. Thanks for telling us about your chassis. We look forward to getting a couple clips with you out on the course.
John, thanks for having me.